So we're going to look at a drill now to help us develop our turns on steeper slopes. Now it's quite simple. In essence, what we're going to do is we're going to start the turns quite wide, and as the piste goes down, as we go down the piste, we're going to try and bring the turns in narrower and narrower, so we use less and less of the slope. So what we're going to have to do as we go down is start emphasizing our movements, making the movements around the board a little bit more definite, being a bit more direct with our movements to make the turn happen more quickly. And when we're on a more gentle slope, we've got a bit more time, we can sort of really kind of relax, we can get the weight onto the front foot, let the board run into the foreline, then onto the new edge. And as the slope gets steeper, it's more important to get the board around faster. But what we don't want to do is to force the turn round, to push it round. We want to allow the board to do its thing. Now, one thing that helps the board react more quickly is speed. So that's where the steep slope comes in. As we turn the board down the hill, the board accelerates faster. So we don't need to do anything to make the board turn quicker. Gravity is doing that for us. We just need to put our weight in the correct place at the correct time to get onto the edge, to then allow the snowboard to do its thing. So with this drill going across the slope, it just allows us to think about the movements we need to make and then start bringing them together. So think about it as a sequence of movements that we have to make. It's weight onto the front foot. Then I'm going to start pressing my toe down, knee, hip, shoulder comes over onto the toe edge. Grip as we come through the turn, and again weight across onto the front foot. Front heel steers down into the turn. Weight comes onto the back foot slightly, absorb the pressure that's built up in the turn, then go into the next turn. Now that sequence just becomes shorter as we're trying to do shorter turns, and on a steeper slope we just want to bring that in. On an easy slope we have more time to do this. On a steeper slope we have less time, so it's just emphasizing all the movements. So we're going to take this slope here. Let's have a look at what we can do. Just check no one's coming. As we go into it, I'm going to, like I say, use quite a lot of the slope to start with. Nice big turns, lean over onto the front foot, feel the slope, get used to it, and again weight comes across onto the front foot. Good. Few turns like this, just getting used to the slope. Now here I'm going to start trying to narrow them down slightly, so emphasize the movement. This time we're going to think about going into the next turn a little bit earlier. So here I'm going to go onto the front foot. In again already, now I'm thinking about the next turn. Now as we get even lower down, I'm going to start bringing the sequence in even further. So as soon as I've finished one turn, I'm almost going into the next turn. And here we're going to go even closer again. This one. Then we're really increasing our range of movements here, right across onto the front foot, back foot. So as you're trying to develop your turns on the steeper sections, try that. It's a really good way to first of all, get a feel for the slope, get a feel for the snow without committing to doing shorter turns. And as you go down the slope, you're bringing the turns in, you're getting the movements closer together. Then we're getting more used to riding on the red slopes, then we can take that onto steeper terrain as we move forward.